Top Gear presenter Jeremy Clarkson has been sacked after presenting Top Gear for 23 years. Here are my thoughts on the sacking, but BBC, what the hell have you done? For those of you who don't know what Top Gear is, it is the most watched factual program in the world. It is one of the world's most watched TV programs. On average each week it gets well over 15 million viewers watching live at any one time. It is currently in its 23rd series, but Top Gear presenter, the main presenter called Jeremy Clarkson, for you guys who don't know, he's been doing it for 23 years, it's 23rd season at the moment, was suspended by the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, on the 10th of March, so a couple of weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago, because he allegedly basically punched a producer and he sent him off basically to A&E. He basically had they called it a fracas or fracas, however you guys want to pronounce it, with a producer, sorry, called Oshin, or O-I-S-I-N. Now, it's weird that Clarkson actually reported the incident to the BBC himself when it originally happened, but following an investigation by the BBC, he got suspended, and Top Gear was actually stopping. It's shown on Sundays at 8 PM in the UK on BBC Two, which is the second BBC main programme. On the main one it has the news and so on, but it's the BBC's most watched programme. So, it's free to watch. Anyone in the UK who has a TV can see this program. It is one of the most watched programs in the world, and the revenue the BBC gets from it is quite simply incredible. I mean, put it this way: a Top Gear producer on Twitter has nearly 1 million followers. Put it that way, and that's just a producer. I mean, come on, the program was amazing. I've been seeing it for years. It's a great way to end a Sunday. You might be thinking, oh, I've got work, oh, I've got school tomorrow, but you end off the week by watching it for 1 hour. It's 1 hour long. It's not just about cars. It says it's a factual program, but it's really not. It's really funny. They've got some really funny episodes that they've done in the past where the producers give them these challenges to buy these like second-hand cars. As an example of one challenge in Africa, and they have to cross the plains, the salt plains in Botswana, with these second-hand cars that cannot be four-wheel drive that they find online. They've had to build a bridge over the River Kwai. They've had to do loads of things. They've been to the US countless times. They do loads of challenges. Richard was dropped off once, a producer in Top Gear as well. It's Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May. The other week, Richard Hammond was dropped off in Canada. James and Jeremy had to go and rescue him. Of course, they really couldn't be bothered to. But it's hard for me to say, but it was so funny. So, following Jeremy Clarkson being suspended, originally, today, the head of the BBC, or the CEO, whatever you guys want to call him, he confirmed that Jeremy Clarkson's contract was not going to be renewed. So it pretty much means that Jeremy Clarkson, after working on Top Gear for 23 years, got sacked. Now, to follow that, I'm going to have a picture on screen right about now for you guys, or in a bit. His co-producer as such, James May, was basically, he was walking out of his house and he got greeted by all of the press. You guys know you guys pretty much can see what it would be like. And when asked about, you know, what's going to happen to Top Gear, he said it works us three. Like, those three work really well together as a group. So now there's speculation, obviously, who will replace Jeremy Clarkson. But in my opinion, he can't be replaced. I mean, Top Gear won't work without him. But the BBC has confirmed that Top Gear will be continuing in 2016. So next year, obviously the rest of this current series, there are about 3 or 4 more episodes to go that I was really looking forward to. They've all been cancelled, taken off TV. So you won't be able to watch any of those episodes at all. Jeremy on his Twitter feed, very quickly before I mention what James May has done, Jeremy on his Twitter feed was being... I don't really know his news. He was obviously pretty upset, but he's trying to make light of the situation. He had said on his Twitter feed, I'll have a picture on it right about now, saying used to be a presenter on BBC Two's motoring program called Top Gear. James May also said, pretty much said, used to be a presenter as well, use those similar words. And Richard, the other producer, 3 Top Gear, sorry, not producers, presenters. If I've been saying producers throughout, I do apologise, presenters. Richard hasn't really said much, except he tweeted before that it was horrible what's happened, and that hopefully we can get through it. That's pretty much what he said. So he hasn't really said what he's going to be doing next year, but James is, it hasn't come out officially yet, but I think that he has now left the BBC as well. So that's Jeremy gone, that's James gone. What are the BBC going to do for 2016? You know what, BBC? Screw you. I know you had to do this because it was Jeremy was on his last warning. Basically, you get a verbal warning, number one. Then for your first offence, you get a verbal warning. Second offence, you get a written warning. And third offence, it's, well, in Jeremy's case, it was third offence, you know, if you do anything else, you're out. And Jeremy's upset the press before, he's apparently been racist in the past, but Jeremy just likes messing about, that's him. So obviously the BBC, in a way, had to get rid of him. They knew how much it would affect them. There was an online petition when he got suspended that was signed by over 1 million people calling for him to be reinstated as Top Gear producer. But obviously this went to the head of the BBC. Imagine how big a responsibility that is. Head of the British Broadcasting Corporation. He was the one who made the decision. This morning there's been an ongoing investigation for the past 2 weeks. And he eventually said that, you know, Clarkson had to go, pretty much. There was no excuse for what he did, and I completely understand that there was no excuse for what he did, but surely it should have just been sorted out with Clarkson and the Top Gear producer involved. And it was weird that Clarkson, as I said before, Clarkson was the one who actually reported it to the BBC, not the other producer. He took himself off to hospital, but Clarkson was the one who reported it. But you know, in my opinion, I know that Top Gear will be continuing next year, in 2016, obviously, on the BBC. But in the meantime, if Jeremy's gone, the BBC know Top Gear can't function without Jeremy really well. So, who will replace Jeremy? Will Richard go? I'm pretty sure James is gone, and I'm pretty sure Richard will go. So if the three of them have gone, Top Gear will then be an all-new program. Producers will then go. It's now in a way a bidding war. Who will? Because it's obvious people will. They need any TV company who has the chance of showing a program like Top Gear with the amount of publicity that it has. You know, one of the world's most watched TV programs. There are going to be so many British companies out there, or even foreign companies as well, like American companies. But the one that springs into mind will be ITV. I mean, there are going to be so many of these companies, such as ITV, who will be bidding to get Clarkson, who will be bidding to get James May, who will also be bidding to get Richard Hammond and other Top Gear and producers as well, so that they can start showing it, and hopefully Top Gear will continue. But they'll have to pay the BBC for the rights to the name, and will the BBC allow it? That's gonna happen soon, I'm not sure. But at the moment, guys, summary: Jeremy Clarkson was suspended on the 10th of March for allegedly punching and verbally and physically assaulting a Top Gear producer. Then he reported it to the BBC, that's why he got suspended. Then this morning, 25th of March, time recording this video or uploading this video, Jeremy Clarkson got fired. He pretty much got sacked by Top Gear. By the BBC. They said that they're not going to renew his contract, and James's contract and Richard's contract are also due to end very soon. James May, as you guys saw in the picture before, I'll put it on screen now again for you guys, said that he used to be a TV presenter as well, so he isn't confirmed whether or not he's left Top Gear yet. We've got to wait and see. It's all up to speculation. But guys, let me know down below with all of your thoughts on this. Let me know down below if you watch Top Gear, if you like Top Gear, if you will watch Top Gear if it's shown on the BBC in the future. What you think is going to happen to Clarkson, May and Hammond. I mean, in my opinion, another TV company, such as it most likely will be ITV, will buy the rights to Top Gear, will buy Hammond, will buy Clarkson, will buy May, and Top Gear will continue next year, but on ITV as well. So, but the BBC have confirmed that Top Gear will be happening in 2016, so they're looking for replacements to host the program. Obviously, it will never be the same. It will get a lot less viewers, but if ITV were to take it, or if another TV company were to take it, and if the BBC had the name Top Gear, they wouldn't be allowed to call it Top Gear. What would it be called? Guys, comment down below with all of your thoughts on this. I'm personally really upset because it was my favourite TV programme. It was shown on a Sunday night, as I've already said. It made you look forward to the week ahead. If you had a test the next day, it was 1 hour of relaxing time to laugh your bloody head off. It was freaking hilarious. I loved Top Gear. I loved Clarkson. I loved Hammond. I loved May. Will I be able to love them again? Will Top Gear be shown on ITV? For my sake, I hope it is, because it will never be the same on the BBC again. And to be honest, if it's shown on the BBC next year and Jeremy Clarkson's not there, I won't be watching it. If Richard Hammond's not there, I won't be watching it. If James May's not there, I won't be watching it. I will not be watching Top Gear next year on the BBC. and it's a shame because it was my favourite programme. But guys, let me know down below all of your thoughts on this, and I will see you guys over on the next video. Oh yeah, by the way, BBC, fuck you.